Hi everybody, I'm Joe from loenglish.com. Today's lesson is about how can I improve my fluency, my speaking skills. Remember, you can find the full post at loenglish.com. Lots of you have been asking me, how can I be fluent? How can I speak more smoothly? How can I improve my speaking skills? Okay, this is a big question, and it's a very important question. I think it's the number one question that students ask. And I think you know the answer already, okay? Everybody knows. The answer is practice, okay? The best way to improve any skill, speaking included, is practice. But that's not as hard as you might think, okay? Yes, the best way to practice speaking English is to go and live in an English-speaking country. We call that immersion. Okay? You can go to the country, you're surrounded by people speaking English. You hear it every day. Every conversation you have is in English. Your language skills get better so quickly like that. But not everybody can do that, I know. So the next best way, you can get paid online or even in-person conversation practice sessions, or you can pay for English classes at a language school. That way is great. You can have a teacher teaching you how to speak, practicing every day or once, twice, 3 times a week, and gradually improving. But again, I know not everybody can do that. So what's next? You can find a language partner to do language exchanges with you, okay? You can put a post on your local area forum saying, "Hi, I'm looking for an English speaker who would like to learn my language. I can meet you at these times and we will just teach each other our languages." Okay, but maybe there are no English speakers living near you. That's fine as well. You can go on the internet. There are language websites where you can find a language partner who wants to exchange or just take part in English conversation practice with you. But lots of you are saying that you can't do that either. Maybe you can't find somebody who wants to learn your language, or you can't find anybody who can speak English well enough to practice together. So that's fine too. There are other ways you can practice, even on your own. But remember, there are some big rules when you're practicing. You're focusing on fluency. If you're watching this video, I assume you're focusing on fluency, okay? That means don't focus on having perfect grammar. Don't think so long about how to make everything perfect. Your goal is to speak freely and smoothly and naturally. And the important thing is, can people understand you? Even if you don't speak correctly, but people understand you and they're not waiting for 5 minutes while you think, then you are building your fluency. Okay? So ask your partner or your teacher, don't correct my grammar so much, okay? I want to speak smoothly. If you make a mistake, or if I make a mistake, let it pass. Maybe we can correct them at the end. Or I can correct myself. Or just keep going, okay? Your language partner or tutor can feed you the right words. If you're really stuck with the vocabulary, they can give you the words so you can keep going. Or they can help finish your sentences to model the correct way for you. But don't stop every 2 minutes to think about grammar. Okay? Another great way to get practice speaking English is to take a job where you have to speak English. Okay? I know lots of people who learned English by taking jobs in cafes, restaurants, shops, bars, in an area where there are lots of tourists or foreign travelers, and they have to speak English by meeting the customers every day. That's a great way to practice, and you get paid. Maybe you already have a career and you can't just change jobs and start working in a shop. Or maybe there are no tourists near you. Well, try asking your management if you can take a role where you meet English speakers or even just international partners. Maybe your clients need you to speak English. Can you take a role where you deal with clients? Maybe your management are international. Can you take a role where you meet the management more often and communicate with them to practice your English? If you work in a big company, there's a chance you can do that. Now, you're focusing on fluency, okay? So a big part of that is being able to bring the language up quickly and smoothly. All right? The easiest way to improve that is by learning full phrases. Don't focus on vocabulary, grammar. Just learn the phrases, memorize them, get them perfect, and use them smoothly. Okay? You can learn phrases from YouTube, from books. A great way to learn phrases is by reading novels. Highlight the part you like and learn it. Watch movies, watch TV, watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, listen to songs. Learn the phrases, keep them in your head, and apply them. The important part is you use those phrases regularly so they become natural. Okay? A great way to keep those phrases in your mind is by getting into the habit of thinking in English. Okay? Just when you're walking around, try not to think in your native language oh, it's hot today. Think it in English. Wow, it's hot. Where's the fan? I need some water. Okay? Can I have a drink? Try to think in English. This will help you keep the phrases in your mind, and also it will help you when you're speaking too. A huge part of becoming fluent is thinking in English and speaking straight away. So you don't have to translate from your own language first. You don't want to translate. Think in English, reply in English. That's a great way to become more fluent and speak more smoothly. To take that one step further, don't just think in English, okay? Talk to yourself. All of those great phrases you've learned and memorized and copied and repeated, use them. When you're walking around, don't just think it's hot. You can say, wow, it's hot. Man, I'm boiling. You can do it too. Just speak to yourself in English. Practice saying your new phrases. Now, when you've really perfected those phrases, you can use them like a gun, firing them off all the time. You know a phrase for every situation. You want to own them, change them, play with them. Okay? This is where you're making the language yours. You are creating instead of just repeating. Put two different phrases together. Or maybe change details to make them appropriate for new situations. change details to make them appropriate for you. Okay, experiment. You're going to make mistakes, but don't worry. If you make a mistake, somebody can correct you. You can try again. You can learn. Okay? The important thing is, don't be scared of the mistakes. Just try. Just keep speaking, creating, and having fun. So, in conclusion, you need to practice. You can practice on your own or with a partner, with a teacher. But just keep practicing. Focus on fluency. Don't worry about mistakes so much. Don't worry about grammar. Just learn the phrases and use them. Make them smooth and natural. Don't be scared of mistakes. And one big thing is, don't translate from your language into English. Just go straight into English and let it come out. Even if you make mistakes, just keep going. Okay? You can read more tips in more detail at the blog post, which I'll put a link in the description below. Okay? Or you can find everything at loenglish.com. I hope this lesson was helpful. See you again soon. Bye bye.